Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I haven't changed my glasses. Hold on. Oh, and I've changed my phone and it hasn't come up. That's interesting. Let's just see. Don't you hate it when you change? You get a new phone and not everything. Here we are. Goes over. All right. Oh, okay. Now it's not going to. I'll do that. There. Okay, change my glasses so I can read the screen. Big difference. Jane, hello. Christine, hello. Jeanette, Chris, Maureen, Susan, Catherine, Fiona, Julie, Myrna, Sol. Just don't need to clean them a bit. So here we are back. Great to see so many people in Adelaide last week, and thank you so much, South Australians, for turning the weather down for me. It was just beautiful. Hi, Brenda. Yeah, just down to around 22, and Monday was beautiful. Had a nice lunch at the beach before we went back to the airport. Hi, Leanne. Donna, hello. Are we home yet? I'm not sure. Still tripping around the country. Susan Francis, hello. So, yeah, it was a great weekend. Big weekend, but great weekend. Oh, is it the final Neighbours? Is it, Sharon? Is it the last one tonight? Again, the last one. Hi, Melissa. Oh, it's on later because it's the final one, maybe. Hi, Ellie. How's the recovery going? All successful? Okay, hopefully. Yep, sorry to miss you. Or home tomorrow. Okay. Janet, hello. Up early over there. But you could be up and stitching your stitch along while you're watching. Get an early start on the day. So we had quick 3 days, but lovely to spend time with Sue and in the prep work and everything, and then obviously to with 115 ladies on the day. Hi, Gail. Adelaide in March. Yes, that's my next trip to Adelaide. I'll see you there, am I? 1 hour episode at 8:40. Okay. I haven't watched it for years. As a kid, I watched it, but I haven't watched it for years, and I've never watched Home and Away either. Oh, good, Ellie. That's good to know. Hopefully a success. Oh, since 5:15. Oh, I didn't expect you to get up that early to get your stitching in, Janet. But that's dedication. Well done. Well done. Hi, Melanie. Hi. So, yeah, back, and because Jo came with me, and it's surprising what one day away does to then suddenly feel so overwhelmed and so much still to do with only a few days left. So I said to everyone last weekend, I said it's going to be nice to go home and just go, because that's the last thing for the year. But oh no, everything that could possibly be thrown at us has been thrown at us. So hi, Denise. What are you sorry for, Fiona? I'm not sure. Yes, you can still, Janet, just the iron-ons if you want those shipped over. But you just message us, because I think now the listing on the website is included with the pattern. So you might want to just message and ask Jo, can you order just the iron-ons, because you've already paid for the pattern. Hi, Margot, Rhonda. It was lovely, wasn't it? Hi, Anne. Hello. Karen, hello. I missed you there. So someone's shared today or yesterday some photos of their stitch along progress, and it's just gone viral. So we've had like 300 or 400 new people join the Stitch with Helen group, and the poor Jo gets a notification every time someone does. I don't get those, but Jo does. Everyone now wants to join in because they've seen what people are making. So and not too late to join in. You can join in at any time. It's just all automated. You just won't obviously keep up. And, of course, any mistakes that I made along the way have all been fixed. So if you join now, all those mistakes are gone or edited or changed. So, first of all, our gin of the week. Now, this is exciting. So yesterday, Shed Guy and I Now, we had a voucher that the three girls had given us 1 week less than 3 years ago because it had a 3-year expiry on it. And we thought we'd better not waste it. So yesterday at 3:00, on a busy week when everything's happening, we had to trip into the city to a place called the Still, which is basically the Lark Distillery whiskey bar in the city. I had walked past the front of it. I never knew what was inside. It was a really cool place. I'll go back again. Anyway, so we did a 2-hour gin. Wasn't a gin tasting. It was a gin making session. So I just missed a few messages. You miscounted? Did you have some joined together, Melissa? Because I'm sure we sent packs of 100 and you only needed 96. But yes, message to get another pack, or you can just order those separately on the website. Oh, thank you, everyone. Hi, Debbie. Yes, it has been a nice stitch along, nice project. Anyway, so it was a gin making session for 2 hours. So, and I didn't even think, and I had to rush in there very quickly. So I jumped in the car and went straight in there and picked up Shego on the way and parked in the car park, which closes overnight. And then I got there and I thought, oh, we're making gin. I wonder how much we're drinking. So there was like 40 little bottles on the table and they were all 40% alcohol. And they said, well, it's up to you how much you drink, depending on how much you want to taste while you're making your gin. So a month or so ago, you may remember I went on our sparkling tour and I learned everything about sparkling and champagne and how it's made and all the wine wank words. Well, now I know all the gin ones. King Valley, Victoria, Hurdle Creek Still. I haven't heard of that one. Very nice. Oh, Jackie, you're down next week. So, Friday's our last day, but we'll back on the 5th of January if you're still here. So this time I learned about gin. Now, honestly, obviously a gin maker, master blender, I think she said what they're called, have lots and lots of experience. And when you had like 40 different botanicals to choose from, and then it wasn't just the botanicals to choose from, it's like 1 ml, 1.5 ml, half a ml, quarter of a ml, like how much, what's the mix? So we really just played and tasted lots and lots of hot, neat gin. Well, not gin, alcohol, to make your own bottle. So anyway, so this tonight I'm tasting my own bottle. Now, I did get given 2 bottles of gin last weekend for various reasons, so I was going to taste those, but I thought tonight I should taste my own bottle and tell you what I ended up putting in my version. So Shedguy made a different one, so we've got two different ones to try. So 40 spotted Taylor gin, which I named the Velvet Zing. And in mine, I have raspberry lime. Now, it was a native lime. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a native lime. Bergamot. So you have to have I think it was called a fixative or something in the mid notes. Can't remember now. I haven't got my notes here, but you have to have like a root sort of thing. So orris root or licorice root or bergamot or frangelica. There was a few. So raspberry, lime, bergamot, ginger, and juniper. So for a gin to be a gin, it has to have juniper in it. Most people don't really even like. No, it wasn't finger lime. It started with M, I think. I think it was some sort of native lime. So for a gin to be a gin, it has to have juniper in it. That's what makes the base spirit into a gin. But a lot of people don't like the juniper, and the juniper changes everything else. So if you didn't like the juniper, you just had to put 1 drop in it at the end, and then that made it a gin. So it didn't change the taste of it much at all. So so mine is called the Velvet Zing, and all the base spirits are from 40 Spotted, which is owned by Lark Distillery. It's their gin brand, which they're world famous for whiskies. They started out as a whiskey distillery. Okay, so I'm going to try it. So it's very light raspberry and the other thing is that it was a sugarcane spirit. So the base spirit is sugarcane, which they use because it's got no flavour. It's just the 40% alcohol. And then the botanicals have to be 3-to-1. So there's 50 mils of botanicals and 150 mils of the spirit, which brings it out to 40% alcohol. So let's see if I like it as much now as when I made it. Hi, Kim. Marilyn. With my 8-year-old granddaughter and Surrey and Anne with you isn't her idea of fun. Oh, doesn't she love me, Marilyn? Yes, feel free to watch it on replay. So I'm just having it over some ice. Oh, just breathed in. Yeah, see, I can still taste my lime and the warmth of the ginger and then the fruitiness of the raspberry. I'm pretty happy with that. I think I could bottle it and sell it, so I don't have the recipe anymore. It is nice, but I will add a bit of soda to it because I've got to stay classy while I talk to you here. That's nice. So I went for a summer refreshing zingy one, but just with a bit of the warmth of the ginger. The ginger was really nice, actually. No, I don't think that was it either, Catherine. And I don't think I wrote it down because I just called it lime. See, I think Shed Guys, he's had lemon myrtle in his. Lemon myrtle and what else? Oh, and there was a mountain pine. So that was quite herby. His is going to be really nice cold with some cucumber. All right. Nice. All right. So we was talking about the stitch along. So I'm going to show you the finished project because if you were doing it, you would have seen the finished project yesterday. So I'm not spoiling surprise. So this was the finished project for the stitch along. If we go to the overhead, you can see it all here. Now, there were several people. Now, Sharon, was it you? I wrote it all down, Julie. So you wrote it on your notes, like the how many mils, what the recipe was, and then we had to do the maths and work it out. Hi, Rhonda. So yes, I do have the recipe, but I will never have all the botanicals because they actually pre-steeped the botanicals in little bottles for you. Whereas, when they're making it, they put it in the still and the alcohol is, steamed up through it and takes on all the botanicals. But they pre-did that and we just had little bottles of pure alcohol or pure botanical. Okay, now back to this. So there was a couple of people that said, I don't know, during somewhere on comments in Stitch with Helen group or something, that next year's stitching project should be a Christmas tree skirt. And so I want to point out, I think, yeah, that was you, Sharon. I thought it was you, and a couple of others agree. Well, I want to point out that this could quite easily be changed into a Christmas tree skirt simply by not stitching one of the seams and having a hole in the middle instead of this. So it could quite easily have been a tree skirt, but instead it's like a little table mat, or you could sit your tree on top of it. You could still sit your tree on top of it, but it could be. And you can see that it's about, I'm going to say 20 inches. I can't go out any more on the camera. Hot purse. Sadly, I haven't started. I'll get moving when I get home next week. Oh, it's hot over there. Yes, well, Donna's been there all week and she said she's coming home tomorrow to cool down, so it must have been hot. So so I think on the stitch along, if you are doing it, we did a stitchery a day, and then one day we did circles, and one day we did leaves, and then we did Dresdens, and then we did bias stems, and then we started putting it all together. And there are a few people that haven't finished stitching, but they've got it all glued up, ready to go. Hi, Karen. So that is Yuletide Wishes, the Christmas stitch along. Yes, you can still join in. No, you can't buy as a pattern. You do buy the pattern, but that all comes in the email, automated email, and you can still buy the kit and you can still buy the papers. So we do have more papers because next year we will release it just as a project with the kit because we got another lot of the fabric in. So that was that. Now, in a minute, I'm going to just demonstrate how I cover the hole at the back. But for now, I will tell you. Now you have FOMO. Well, Sharon, you might have to jump in and catch up. Just turn yours into a tree skirt. All right. Now, the other thing that I've showed you a while ago, I was stitching a while ago, and I said I was going to have it up in the shop on the 1st of December with a chalky a day in it for Joe. Well, what are we up to? We're up to the 11th, so we're not halfway through December, but we only have 1 week till we close. But I did get the Advent bunting completed. So this was the Natalie Bird panel that went with her Christmas collection this year, which I can't remember what that was called. And it just came in one panel. You may remember I was stitching all the little ones. And you could put it on the tree, so you could hang it on the wooden dowel tree that they were selling as well, which were out of stock. I have got 3 in the cart now. I'm deciding whether I'm going to get them or not. But I think actually one of them would be good just for display at shows, for Christmas display. But there's 24 of them. So it's going to be quite a long banner. It will go from one side of the shop to the other. I don't know if we will get it up because we literally don't have they haven't had time to get a single Christmas thing out in the shop. We've had so many programs and things going, and with market, we've got all the market orders and distributor orders, and it's all happening at once. So, but anyway, let's go. I'll show you we'll go all the way in. So I just stitched, so this was just printed in the one colour on the linen, and you could stitch over it however you liked, and then you could get a coloured fabric version too. Okay, so yeah, I just used a stem stitch on I think I used 2 strands. The stem stitch all my numbers, and I used the variegated 5006 Cosmo thread, and then I just use 1 green, so mostly just back stitch, bit of satin stitch, lazy daisy with a stitch down the middle, lazy daisy and back stitch on the outside. Because the lazy daisies were quite big, I back stitched a lot of them, otherwise the print showed underneath, but it didn't take that long to do them. If I was under 16 and I was banned from social media, I would have got it done in a quarter of the time, probably a 10th of the time. Let's keep going. Where are we? 15, 13, 12. So it was fun to do, and I'll have a sample ready for next year, or Joe can have an advent calendar and a chalky next year in the shop. Quite long to get 24 on there. I think it was 3 strips to make the tie on the top for the bunting. I used 3 full width strips. So what's that? 120 inches or 3 meters. A little bit on the ends to tie it onto something. Here on the ends. So that was pocket full of something. I might have the link. She might have put the link up, so I'll put that up in a minute if you want to get one of those panels, because I don't know if they will still be around by next Christmas, but that would give you a whole year to make it. And I can order trees in if anyone wants the little fold-up dowel tree as well. Okay, now I have our projects from last weekend to show you. So I'm assuming they might be on the website. We weren't going to heavily release them until next year because we've got so much to do, but there might be some kits, a few spare kits cut. However, the last orders will ship 2 days. Sharon, did you get ahead of yourself? Yeah, so the last orders will be shipping probably next Wednesday, and that will be it. So I would, if you think you need anything before Christmas, I'd be getting your order in before Monday, because we have a very long list to catch up on, and Shed Guy has to go interstate for a funeral now. So yeah, we're all running behind. But anyway, I thought I would show you the projects from last weekend, because I think we have about 10 spare kits of this one, which is really only good for another year, another week or another couple of weeks. Isn't 15 sleeps till Christmas or something? So this is a little bonus project. So everyone got this one. And it's just a little frame. So the frame came with the project, and you just glue it together. Clearly I haven't glued that in very well yet. And it just was, they had a transfer to transfer it on, and just a little satin stitch and some stars on there, and the date for. So it was like a little Christmas ornament that you can put on your tree for this year's ornament. I know we have just the engraved ones, but this is a little stitched one. 20-year-old advent calendar is the same. So there's that one. Let me just see if I've got the links for that. Oh no, she hasn't put the links in. Whoops. Oh dear. Oh, she hasn't put any of the links in that were in there. Okay. All right. That's all right. It's there somewhere. If not, I will check if it's there. Or Donna, if you're looking in, you can see if you can find it. Maybe she hasn't done either of them. They were meant to be done. Thank you, Caroline. So that's one of them. If you can't find it and it's not there, then leave a message and we'll try and send invoices tomorrow. I think that one was $15 to get your one like that. Okay. And then the main project was this, and I can't think what it was called now because it's not in my links. But what was it called? Filler up hexy tote, I think, something like that. So on the day, they got their pre-transferred piece of fabric, so you could start stitching straight away because I already put the stabilizer on it, and got a little thread pack that they could just stitch, embroider. I think there's about, I don't know how many, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12 little embroidered hexies, and then the rest had all the coloured fabrics and the hexie papers. So most people started the embroidery, and then some of them had a little break and ironed on and glued over their hexies ready to go. So once they're all stitched, then they're just all joined together in one big long loop. And somewhere you sew the last seam once it's made up into the bag. And then it's this little wide open sort of box tote like this. So we've got mesh pockets inside. Okay, so it opens up into a big wide open box, and then when you zip it up, it goes into like a triangle sort of pouch like that. I don't know why that zip was in there. It was just in there. Oh, lovely, Jennifer. Nice to see you there. Fiona, order one of each of the kits and I said, should I send an email as I'd like to order some other things? Yes, send an email, Fiona. We're not going to find it in messages. A bit crazy at the moment. Hi, Gwen. You can watch it on catch up. Oh, okay. Oh, you found the linen. Okay, so Donna's just put the link in for the stitchery panel, the Advent bunting. Couldn't find 25 stitchery. Okay. Maybe she hasn't done it because otherwise it was meant to be done and in the links, so maybe she hasn't. Okay, so that was, I think it was called the Filler Up Hexie Tote. So if that's not there, you could put an yarn on it. Yes, you could put a whole full-size yarn in it, really. It's bigger than, it's about the same width as my laptop, so it's about at least 10 inches wide. But yeah, nice little handles on it. So nice little size, little handles on it. You get an awful lot in it, nice and strong. I put foam in it, so it's got a bit of structure. And you just put tiny little, let's go over here, a tiny little dart in each end here. See, I haven't even taken out my blue pen. That's terrible. And that way it will just fold in. It will go out if it's full. but it'll just gently fold in when you zip it up like that. We just put tabs on the end. You could put little metal ends on there if you wanted to, and they got the little zipper sewing machine pull in there as well in the kit. So that was our project, the Filler Up Hexie Tote. And I think it worked well because everything they could just get in and start straight away. Now, a lot of people just did their little bonus project, and one table, Caroline, not mentioning names, by the time I got round to them later in the day, was it your table or was it Robin's table? Might have been Robin's table. They had theirs all completely finished, framed, glued up, and all sitting in the middle of the table, all cleaned up, ready for me to take a photo. So, yes, several people got the little extra bonus project finished in the day because it's always nice just to have something simple if you want to spend most of the day chatting and not stitching too much. Hi, Julie. Yes, Julie, it will be. I thought it was already done today, but it looks like maybe it didn't get done today. So you could buy just the pattern or you can buy the pattern in the kit. Oops, Jeanette, hello. Yes, now my strawberries. When I left last week, they were the best they'd ever looked. I was picking strawberries and they were lush and green and everywhere. I was away 3 days and there was not really a hot day. And I've come back and they're like burnt to a crisp, dead as a dog. Not a dog, a dead dog. Sorry, Bentley. They just got fried and we didn't even have hot weather. So much for all of that. My strawberries are gone. Okay, so that was the projects from last weekend. Now, I do have a bit of new haby to show you as well. A few new things. A few things we got from market. Okay, so this, if you know the 505 spray and the 606 spray, and there's a few other things, they're all made by Odif, the Odie coat that you can waterproof fabrics for, all made by Odif. So they've now got a lot of their products, it's made in France, in these little hang cell tubes, which are pretty cool. And this one is an iron cleaner. Now, I haven't tried it yet, but, all Odif products are very good quality, and I'm sure they wouldn't be they wouldn't be putting them out if they're not tried and tested. So this is a new iron cleaner. It's got a little cap here, so it'll come out nice and small. Lots of wind. Maybe they're wind burnt. Yeah, maybe. Okay, Caroline. I think it must have been Robin's table next to you. So anyway, that's new, the iron cleaner. And the 505 now comes, so this is the quilt basting spray that we use to baste your layers together for your quilting. So it's a temporary water-soluble stick, and the 505 spray is probably the only brand I would use for spray basting your quilts. It just doesn't clog up the nozzles like all the other ones do, and it doesn't come out in big blotches. It comes out nice and fine. So they now have the same product in a glue stick. And you might ask, well, what's the point of that? But it's for when you just need to baste small things together and you don't want to get that overspray. So I guess it's a temporary adhesive glue stick, transparent, washable, doesn't gum the needles. So it's like the 505 in a glue stick instead of in the spray. It becomes transparent between 3 and 15 minutes after application. So it goes on blue so you can see where you've put it. Just good for gluing your things. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit stronger than just like the sew-line glue pen. Ideal for holding your fabric provisionally and precisely in place while sewing or embroidering. It avoids the use of pins, does not stain the fabric, and disappears when washed. So again, we've got some of that to try. That was new. What else is in my little box? I think the other things I didn't bring. But we did get some rainbows, which are like jelly rolls. And this one is, what was it called? But it's pretty cool. It's like a very fine dot all over it, and it's like a rainbow of colours. So if you like rainbow type projects, then that would come together very quickly in a pretty cool quilt. So we've got some of those, and then we just got this reproduction one as well. which looks a little bit Lynette Andersoning-y, really, in the colours and the little tiny prints, but it's a really nice reproduction. Let's go a bit closer, and you can see the fabrics in there. So again, the jelly roll basically, but they call them rainbows because jelly roll is the Moda copyrighted name for 2.5 inch strips. And there's the little pin dots. Hi Nancy. So I think that's all I've got in there to show you in my little box. I think those 2025 stitching ornaments, we had only about 10 kits left, so that's probably all we'll have to sell before Christmas. And of course then after that it's not 2025 anymore, but I guess you could soon cut the 5 out and make it into a 6. All right, so what else have I got to show you? Lots of things here that out of sight of you that you can't see yet until the 1st of January. Then I can show you lots. Right, so on our final day of our stitch along, was putting it all together. And when I put things together, I quite often use the method I've showed you before, where it's just sewn right sides together, and I cut a little slit in the middle of the backing and turn it through that hole so that all our nice curved edges stay nice and curved. Sometimes when you leave an opening on the side and turn it through, when you've got a curve like this, no matter what you do, you can't slip stitch it together without still being able to see where that curve is. It just doesn't sit right. So I like to cut a slit in the middle and turn it through that, and then all my edges are perfect. And then we just have to put something over the slit. Now, in my instructions somewhere, it said that you should have had another paper circle template, same size as that one there, to use to put over the hole. But I realised then when we went to cut the templates, we couldn't fit that on the sheet, and it would mean a whole second sheet, which means the cost would have gone up. And we also don't include the backing fabric and the batting, so we didn't actually include the second paper template. But I forgot to change that in the instructions. So everyone was looking for their second circle, and it wasn't there because we didn't give it to you, but we didn't charge you for it either. So because we were trying to keep the costs down. So I said, everyone's got stash for their backing and for their little piece over the centre. I just happened to use the same Tilda fabric range, but you don't have to. So different options for covering up your little slit that was in the back. Now the obvious one is if you've got some applique paper, then you would just find something round about the same size, like a glass or something, or if you happen to have some sort of plastic template set. Now here's a sneak peek of something coming soon. So this is a 4 inch. Is that the same as that? So yeah, it's the same as what I used, 4 inch. So remember, we've had our other easy app do-it-yourself templates. Well, there might be these circle ones coming soon too. So if you've got some applique paper at home, then the obvious thing to do is trace your circle onto the applique paper and just do it like you did the front. That's the easy thing to do. If you don't have applique paper at home, no stress. We can just use a piece of card or template plastic and cut a template out of that. And again, if you happen to have a Mylar circle template, you can just use that. You don't have to cut it out of anything else. Oh, look, I've just got a notification to say that Hazel has just uploaded the Fill It Up Pixie Tote. So there you go. It just popped up on my screen. So if we search for it now, we should have the link for that. And maybe the next one will be the Christmas decoration. So then we would cut out on the line. Yeah, if you don't have a template, just find a glass or something round. cocktail glass, whatever, something round, and trace a circle around that. Doesn't matter if it's not the same size, just has to cover the little slit you made in the back of the fabric. Switch my iron on. So that's the applique paper one. I don't have paper scissors here. I don't want to use my good one. I've got some card here. This is very naughty of me to use my good scissors. Cutting a circle, have a nice long blade and turn the paper as you close the blade. Don't turn the scissors, and then you'll get a nice smooth long cut around the paper. Okay, hope I haven't ruined those. All right, so options. Applique paper. Oh, I didn't bring a big enough bit of fabric. Hang on, maybe the other end's bigger. Here we are. So obviously, applique paper is self-explanatory. And cardboard. Just trace around. This is an iron out pen, like a friction pen, so just using that. Or if we had the mylar template. Shelley, hello. And if we had the mylar template, you can just use that. Now, if you're using the template, just leave a bit bigger seam allowance. Okay, so 3 different ways of doing it. So the applique paper, we're just going to cut around with that approximate 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then the cardboard, I'm going to leave a bit bigger seam allowance. And where's my mylar one here? Oops. You didn't see that. Just pretend I didn't do it. Okay, so do I have a glue pen here? No, yes I do. So obviously the applique paper one, just like you'd normally do it, tools or thumb. Nice easy curve because it's a nice big circle. Okay, there's that one done. Then my cardboard one, just going to put a bit of glue there and stick my cardboard on. Okay, and then glue around the edge. So just pretend you're doing a hexie on normal cardboard. Okay, and I'm going to give that a press, and then I'm going to starch it and give it another press dry. Till it's dry. Can do it this way because it's a big circle, so we've got smooth curves, so we're not really getting points on the side. So while I'm starching it and I made it damp and I'm ironing it, it's also releasing the glue underneath a little bit. So then I can just carefully release that glue. And take the cardboard out. And then just pop it back down. And press it again. And there's our circle ready. Not quite as neat as the applique paper one, because you know that's my preferred method, but it's pretty good, and I could have taken a bit more time. And then the third way is with our mylar template. I'm going to starch that first, and same thing, I can just iron that over onto my mylar. You're ignoring the fact that I cut through my fabric there. You could also run a running stitch around the seam allowance and pull it in over that mylar. Maybe I should show you that method, because we've pretty much already done this one over the cardboard. But you're just pressing this to the edge of the mylar because that's heat resistant, and then you're sort of going to needle turn it then, but you've got your crease. Oh, I'm off the camera, sorry. Let's go there. Okay, and then again you'd take that out. You've got your crease there, so you just press it down. But what I'll do is I'll show you the running stitch option as well. I've got some thread here. Surely I've got some thread here. Yep. You can see why I just like the applique paper though, because it's just so quick and it's done and it's accurate. But if you haven't got it and it's only going to go in the back. Oh, Donna's just put the Fill It Up Hexie Tote link in. It's just gone up. Hi, Susan. Susan. Happy Christmas to you too. Hi, Denise. Missed you on the weekend. Okay, so we can just do... Try and stay on the camera. A running stitch. Around the outside edge. Oh, who can hear Bentley snoring? Who are we talking about it to? On the weekend. I think it was Ange. I don't think Ange is here. She said her dog can hear my dog snoring during the lives once he settles down and goes to sleep. It's all right. He's already destuffed his bed totally again. I've given up restuffing it, but I did finally restuff it and put it up high. He managed to jump up and get it and have it destuffed before we even started. Okay, normally I wouldn't have this little oopsie here where I've cut into my seam allowance. Yes, Anne, you can show it now. So Anne tested my fill it up tote, and then I was going to have her version to bring and show, but we forgot it. So now she can use it. And I think, did you do it in French General Fabrics, Anne? I think maybe you did it in French General Fabrics. Okay, so then we just gather it up around that template as tight as you can. Fiona, if you're still listening, what you ordered yesterday, you weren't meant to see. Somehow you're on our wholesale list, so I've removed you, but you need to keep it a secret. Okay, your order's sitting there, but you have to keep that one a secret till the 1st of January because it was only meant to go to shops. All right, so then again, I would starch that and fuse it. Not fuse it, dry it. Set that starch. I've also got my starch half watered down, so it's not actually a very strong starch. I use it more as a steam. Okay, and then on here, then we can just pop that out because it is a bit flexible. And there's our third method. So then what you do, where you've got your big, where you've got your little hole in the back, so in the instructions it said to cut a little cross, no bigger than the 3 inches, then you just put that over the top, and you can hand stitch it down. It also, if it's lined up perfectly, could get quilted in when you quilt the top. And then or you could use the Arlene's permanent flexible glue, and you could just do little dots of glue and glue it down if you didn't want to stitch it. But yes, so there's 3 options if you're stressing about having a missing paper circle from the Yuletide wishes. But be assured you didn't pay for it, so you're not missing something that you paid for. And there's still plenty of options on how to do it. Now, you could even just get a square of fabric and just press over the seam allowances and put that on and stitch it down. It doesn't have to be a circle. You could just do a second one. I shouldn't have to approve it, Donna. If you put it in the Facebook messages, it should just be working. Oh, right, Fiona, that's what you're saying. Exactly. Okay, thank you. No, you don't have to take it to the grave. Only 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, you have to be quiet till the 1st of January, okay? Then you're okay. But you certainly gave me a moment of panic because I thought maybe I'd sent it to like 14,000 people that weren't meant to get it. But yes. Yeah. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, a little moment of panic there, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, come the 1st of January, I can show you what I've been working on for a long time, but it's a big secret until then. So that's it from me tonight, a little bit shorter. I didn't ramble on about nothing for too long. I don't think I've got anything else here that I brought home to show you. Jo's away tomorrow, so if you don't get an answer, Fiona, she's away packing up a house. So she's going to have a lovely couple of days of working hard. Yeah, somehow you were on our wholesale shop list because I went in to search you, and that's where I found. That's why you would have gotten it. Who knows why you're on there? Could have happened when we moved across from the old mailing lists to. Is it okay, Wendy? Maybe there's something going on. All right. So anyway, have one last stitchy Christmas week. And I'll be back next Thursday, but the Thursday after that is Christmas Day. So I do have a little live to go up on Christmas Day. It's an opening of the Happy Box. So for those that have been patient and waited till Christmas Day, we'll have a little unboxing on Christmas Day, but it is pre-recorded. And the rest of you will get to see it if you didn't get one. The glue stick holder that was on the website today, haven't got that. Well, if you commented on the picture, whatever it said to comment, you would have got the link to it, Kristen. But I haven't got it here to show you because it has gone out a little bit early. That one, yes. So if you're a Happy Box person, don't reorder it. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, I'm quite enjoying my Velvet Zing gin, homemade gin. If anyone wants the recipe and you want to go to the still and make your own, I'm happy to share it with you. And next week I'll try one of the ones that Catherine and Cindy gave me last weekend, which was South Australian ones. Actually, one of them might have been a Tasmanian one, I think. Julia, nearly finished, but welcome. What was the name of the Christmas ornament? I don't think it had a name. I don't know. It probably did have a name on the pattern, but put ornament, Christmas ornament, search Christmas ornament. If not, I'll check with Hazel to see if she's got it up there tomorrow. Sharon, we took the new hoops to Adelaide and they just about all sold. So I'm about to put an order in with those that ordered from our live, so the colours you want, and then restock again on all the other ones. Oh, okay, Karen, you got the special gift, right? Well, that should have been for Christmas Day. So I'm not sure we're going to get the hoops out before Christmas, but I have got them on the spreadsheet for those that ordered. So, yeah. Enjoy, Donna. Last dinner out. Okay. Yeah, Shelley, I didn't want to give away the surprise, but I said to Jo, if anyone orders one and she knows, to let them know that they don't need to, and credit it. Okay. All right. So we better draw. Hang on. Is there any more links I've got to put in there? The basting spray, the basting glue stick, the iron cleaner, and the jelly rolls. We also got the 1 litre best press refills back into. Yes, Sharon, probably in the new year, if that's okay with you. I don't think they'll get to it over the next week with so much on the list. And people deciding to order their Christmas projects now, Christmas gifts. Okay, that's it. Thank you. You might have learnt a couple of things. And I will see you once more for 2025. Oh, you've already had that one, Fiona? Nice to know you've had that one. Good. Yeah, one more for 2025. Although, who knows? Maybe I'll do it between Christmas and New Year, see how you're resting. I plan to rest, and I've got a lot of stitching that I have to do, but I also now have to repaint and relet a flat, do a new bathroom, and so there's my Christmas gone, I think. All right, let's we better draw a winner. I'll just hide that. Wendy, are you still here over in Perth, Wendy? I'll give her a minute because I know it's slow. See if Wendy's still here. Wendy McConte? Are you still here, Wendy? Give her another minute. She might have gone out to dinner too, because I know she's holidaying in Perth. So she may also have gone out to dinner. If Donna's gone, would it be there? 8 o'clock. It'd be 6 o'clock, wouldn't it? Almost 6 o'clock. Oh no, she's still there. Okay, so same deal. If you've got anything to send you, we'll send you a gift. Otherwise, it'll be a digital one. I think it's 14 sleeps till you can open your happy boxes, and we will see you once more next week. Thanks, Leanne, in case you're not here next week. And then it will be time to step down and have a nice festive season. Yes. All right. See you all next week. Thanks for joining in.